Hey there! A little while ago I talked about a game called Super Mario Land, and I came to the conclusion that it's fun, charming, kind of shitty, but this game did get a sequel, and we know that those are always better than the originals. Super Mario Land 2, a game notable for having the weirdest and yet most straightforward commercial ever.
Obey me, Wario. I am your master. Mario is your enemy.
The wicked imposter Wario has cast an evil spell over Mario Land.
Don't let Mario get the 6 golden coins. Don't let Mario reach the palace.
This is the biggest, most dangerous, most challenging Game Boy adventure yet.
Obey Wario. Destroy Mario.
Yes!
So the first Mario Land game was a decent first round for Mario on a portable system. You had your jumping, stomping, power-ups, and simple plot. Though the game suffered from its short length, stiff controls, basic level design and themes, and it also lacked its own style, borrowing heavily from the first game. This isn't a bad thing, but there were other Mario games out at this point to take inspiration from, like 3, which had better mechanics, dozens of power-ups, and more interesting level designs and themes. Obviously, if a sequel was made, it needs to improve upon the foundation of the original game. So did Mario Land 2 manage to pull this off? I don't even need to finish this, and this game's fucking is. This is fucking great, I love it. Super Mario Land 2 is everything the first game set out to be and more. It's Mario on the go, but better. First and foremost, the controls have been improved exponentially. Mario's razor tight, turning in midair is a non-issue, his momentum feels good, and his jumping gets a good amount of height to it. He is slower than the other games, but that's compensating for the screen crunch. It can be an issue some of the time, mainly having to look down to find a platform below. Thankfully, Mario is always on the left side of the screen when you're moving, so you don't have to worry about getting hit by something you couldn't see in time. The Mushroom Star and Fire Flower return, but we also have a new power-up in the form of bunny ears. It looks ridiculous, but this thing is awesome. Imagine the Tanuki suit, but it's an asshole. You can just hover over obstacles with no worry in the world. Sometimes. Land 2 improves upon every control issue I had with the original game. It's more fluid, entertaining to play through, and I never had a death that didn't feel like my fault. The plot doesn't center around Mario rescuing a princess, but rather, Mario trying to get his island back. Okay, when and how? The goal of the game is to gather 6 golden coins from Wario's hypnotized lackeys so Mario can re-enter his castle and kick Wario out. It's still simple, but the plot's unique from the other games in the series, so it gets brownie points from me. In terms of progression, the game takes some inspiration from Super Mario World by using the interconnected map, with the biggest difference being its non-linearity. You can go to any one of the zones whenever you please. The game is still short, but the non-linearity helps add replay values, so the short length isn't really much of a death sentence. Since there's so few zones, we may as well go through each one. Tree Zone is the one you'll most likely run into first. You start off at the bottom of a tree and scale your way to the top. The only level I don't like in this is the vertical scrolling ones because they suck. But the rest of these levels are great. They're so fun and well designed, and the boss is a bird. The Turtle Zone, where Mario gets eaten by this thick motherfucker and somehow ends up on a beach. This zone is shorter than the last one, only 3 levels, but at least you explore the inside of a submarine and the inside of a whale. I've never been a fan of Mario water levels, however the zone doesn't really overstay its welcome. The Mario Zone is strange. It's a giant mechanical version of Mario, which I only remember for this one level filled with balls that just so happens to be located here. This is one of my favorite zones design-wise. If you get the carrot, you can just hover over every obstacle, and it's so satisfying. Until you hit something, and that's not satisfying. I also found out that if you pick up a mushroom while using a different power-up, Mario will lose that power-up and just revert back to normal Mario.
It's fine. I'm not mad at all. No, I'm not mad at all. No, sorry, no, I'm perfectly fine. It's all good. It's all great.
The boss is the 3 little piggies. I'm dead serious. I love how this game didn't settle with the traditional Mario haunted house level and made a whole-ass dedicated Halloween-themed zone. The enemies here are kind of strange. We got Demon Leech, Cyclops, My Soul, and this zone is so much fun. There's no bullshit like with other haunted-themed stages in Mario. It's just a series of spooky-themed levels, and I appreciate this. Also, here's the 3rd level. It's a haunted house. What music do you think accompanies it? This zone has Mario shrink down to explore a house and fight rats. It's called the Macro Zone. This zone is actually pretty tightly designed. None of the levels piss me off, and I like that Mario starts off outside and works his way indoors. The boss is a rat in pipes. I think this is one of the few times Mario's done any form of plumbing. Lastly, we have Space Zone. You get to it thanks to a hippo. Mario gets a little spacesuit here and it's so f***ing adorable. Obviously, there's a lot of zero-gravity levels in this zone, and I'm not the biggest fan of these. This makes the platforming feel a lot more janky than intended. Music's bopping, though. The boss is an alien. Nothing really to him. He's just kinda here. After getting all 6 golden coins, Mario can finally make that last push to retake his castle from Wario. The castle contains one big level. It's not insanely difficult, kind of easy if I'm being honest. Almost like the rest of the game. Wario, on the other hand, is awesome! He has 3 phases. The first phase is easy enough, you just stomp on his head when you get the chance. The last 2 phases are more of the same, however, Wario utilizes the carrot and fire flower against Mario, which is an awesome concept. The series would reuse this idea again, but it's cool seeing its origin. Super Mario Land 2 improves upon its prequel in every aspect, and is actually my second favorite Mario game. The level design is amazing, the themes behind those levels are some of the most unique in the entire series, the music is absolutely superb, and it looks leaps and bounds better than the original. The game's still on the short side though, but since you can go to any level you want whenever you want, it has a lot higher of a replay value. Another point I want to address is that the game is too easy. None of these stages really challenged me as much as I hoped they would, especially the final stage, which as a result felt really anticlimactic. Also, no one ever seems to talk about this game, and I hate that. I think the reason for this is that the game shares the same name as the original, so it carries some of the same reputation. What I mean by this is that the first game was your run-of-the-mill Mario on Game Boy, so people might reasonably assume the same about the sequel. And that's why I hate reputations, because people only remember you for your screw-ups. You help someone fix their car, or maybe bring an old lady across the street and nobody recalls it, but you shoved cheese up your ass that one time!